I want to talk about a little interesting mound park, uh, Native American mound in Tallahassee. It's a park that very few people visit unless you're local and know about it. One of the neat things is that when the Spanish established a mission there, there's actually a surviving community of the people who were there before the Europeans arrived, and it's called the Velda Mound. And let me show you some pictures here. This is Velda Mound Park, and Velda was a dairy, so it's named after Velda Dairy. Um, this is on kind of north side of Tallahassee or northeast side. It's in a suburban community, so it's kind of weird how you get to it. You have to go along some streets, and one reason I didn't have my video camera that I used in other videos that the Interstate 10 is right behind it. Uh, so there's just so much noise that, it's not worth trying to video because you'll get a lot of noise in that. So Velda Mound, let's talk a little bit about it. And it has a historical marker. In fact, that was rededicated recently. Uh, Says Velda Mound's an archaeological site comprised of a small platform mound, a modest plaza, and a village. The site was built and occupied circa 1450 to 1565 CE by the Apalachee, whose hierarchical society was marked by a settlement pattern composed of mound-centered communities. The largest, Lake Jackson, 5 miles to the west. Not sure if Velda Mound was directly connected to Lake Jackson. They probably knew about, but Lake Jackson was actually abandoned before this became a community about 1450. Lake Jackson was abandoned about 1400, so maybe this was even some people that were in the Lake Jackson area. Platform mounds like Velda were council houses. The plaza was an open ground used for holding civic and religious events such as stickball games and green corn ceremony. The people who lived here subsisted by farming nearby fields, hunting, fishing. Archaeological investigation of the Velda village documented domestic structures with hearths, as well as stone tools and potteries. The Apalachee were historical descendants of what archaeologists call the Fort Walton indigenous culture, which flourished in central Florida from 81,000 CE to circa 1560 CE. Archaeologists documented the site during the construction of Interstate 10 in the early 1970s. The Department of State has it preserved a park since 1984. So, okay, the people of Velda Mound were Appalachee and the descendants of the mound builders. Here's a really nice interpretive sign here in the park. I won't read over that, but it shows some pottery that they would have found here. They found burnt corn cobs. They show kind of the area of influence of their community, kind of semicircular area surrounding. And of course, the burnt corn, charred corn cobs are kind of neat. Show that they did grow corn here. And of course, the pottery is Mississippian pottery. And here's the village, little map of the village. Um, I'm not sure if it got cut off by the interstate or not. There's a little room behind the mound, but I'm not sure if that all got obliterated when they built the interstate. Here's the mound, of course, and the street is right above it, where you just kind of park along the street. Here's the mound itself. It's about the size of a regular suburban house, Kind of neat. I kind of like it. Um, was it back in the maybe the 50s or the 60s, somebody got a bulldozer and cut right through the middle, but that's been reconstructed. And here it is. I just walked around and got various photos of it. But it's kind of interesting. There was a Spanish mission here, and I don't know why they don't mention that on the historical marker. And so and so it's known as one of the few active mound sites that was active as a community when the Spanish moved in the 16th and 17th century. Oh, and they have a lot of trees with turpentine scars on there. I was talking to someone the other day about, them, and they're saying you don't see much anymore, but it's like every tree in this neighborhood has a scar. So that's the Velda Mound. It's just behind it in the background. So, see if I got, okay. Yeah, I don't really have the backside back there behind those trees. The interstate's right there. So, but it's kind of interesting. Um, how you find the mountain, you can use your navigation, put your navigation if you have Waze or Google Maps. It's actually in there, and that's how I got directions to it. I'll pull up the map here. So this is Tallahassee. The mound is right here, Velda Mound Park. You see the little purple thing. You can go when you get north. You got Alfred McClay Gardens over here, kind of on the west. If you go the other direction, Killearn Way, you can go down there and you can just follow your navigation down the roads. It's on Baldwin Street. I believe it's on the very back right here. And of course, it connects to Centerville Road. Kind of, and this is Thomasville Road here, 319 that goes to Thomasville, Georgia. So, you know, you really need navigation to get to it. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to get to. I don't go there all the time, so, I need the navigation finding it. Of course, and I'm in Tallahassee. I'm to the southwest of that, but yeah, here's Miccosukee Campy Road, which is a real nice greenway there, and go down Miccosukee Road. That eventually goes to, I guess, the community of Miccosukee, where you have Lake Miccosukee. You have the area where they're excavating Miccosukee Indian Town, and of course, Indian Springs Baptist Church, which I mentioned in another recent video in that area. So that's Velda Mound Park. And a short video, thought you might enjoy seeing a little interesting mountain park that not too many people know about. And if you're in Tallahassee, put it in your navigation program and come and visit. It's free, no admission on that. And it's not far from Lake Jackson too. Lake Jackson, of course, is on the other side of Lake Jackson, right around here. So, back then it's, about 8 mile, 5 to 8 miles to the Lake Jackson Mounts. So, um, the people that will live there would definitely known about the Lake Jackson Mounts. So that's it for now. I just wanted to make a real neat short video.